Learn a Monday on Epiphany, and this is our new segment with Peggy Stanton. We're going to get connected with her. We're having a little bit of a technical issue, but Peggy Stanton was with us last week, giving us an overview of her book, The United Saints of America, on pilgrimage from our Mother Mary from Sea to Shining Sea. And Peggy is the author of From the White House to the White Cross. She's a Dame of the Order of Malta. She was an ABC News first female Washington correspondent. She's hosted programs on Ave Maria Radio, including Power from the Pews. Her first book was The Daniel Dilemma, The Moral Man in the Public Arena. And this latest book by Marian Press, very excited about, United States of America on Pilgrimage with Our Mother Mary from Sea to Shining Sea. And today we are going to look at the state of Alabama. Welcome back to Epiphany, Peggy. Looking forward to talking about Alabama in your book here. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So let's look at Alabama. So in the chapter on Alabama, Peggy, you focus on a woman we all know well, the founders of EWTN. Her story is on the backdrop of someone who's most appropriately noted in this chapter, Martin Luther King. You talk about leading the 1965 civil rights marches. With $200 and 12 nuns, Mother Angelica embarked on a big adventure. Share with us what inspired her to want to start a TV network and how it all began and what you wrote about in this book, The United Saints of America. So tell us about Mother Angelica, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your visit to EWTN.
EWTN is the largest Catholic media organization in the world now, so their story has certainly been out there about Mother Angelica, but all the particulars, I don't think people have, most people don't know. And in the 1970s, she was in a Baptist-run television station in Chicago. And she looked at it and she said, "Lord, I've got to have me one of these." And so she had, she was in Irondale, Alabama, and with only $200 in her pocket and 12 nuns in assets, she started a television studio in a garage in back of the monastery. Well, and a year later, here's this nun with absolutely no television education or experience. She launches the first Catholic satellite station in America. And she dubbed it the dish Gabriel. And when they took pictures of the installation, this story was told to me when I was down there. There was a guide who was wonderful, as she'd been there from the inception of EWTN, so she'd witnessed these things herself. But anyway, when the satellite pictures came, and there was one satellite picture showed a red ray against a dark sky descending through the satellite dish, and the photographer couldn't because every other picture didn't have it, and the photographer couldn't explain it. But Mother Angelica could. She asked her Sister Regina to tell the photographer about the vision she had had several weeks, before the installation. And she'd heard in her vision, she'd seen a white dish against a dark sky and all kinds of colors emanating around it, like encircling the globe. And she heard a voice say, "This is my network, and it will glorify my Son." Mm-hmm. So, she starts with this small little satellite and reaching maybe 60,000 homes. And now they reach over 435 homes, million homes worldwide. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it is all, the amazing thing, it's all funded by viewers. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's actually incredible what she was accomplished, and it's an important reminder that the Lord doesn't always call the gifted. He gifts the called, right? He equips us.
Yeah.
He calls
Yeah.
us and he equips us, and we have to trust that he's going to guide us. And
Yeah.
she's such a wonderful example of that trust in the Lord, even though she wasn't equipped to do what she has when she embarked
Yeah,
on.
and she was so bold
Yes.
in accepting and trusting him,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And of course, EWTN features widely the message of divine mercy, and what's at the bottom of the picture of divine mercy that our Lord gave to Saint Faustina.
Mhm.
Jesus, I trust in you.
Amen.
And she completely, sometimes Mother Angelica would sit for hours in front of the tabernacle until she thought she got an answer from the Lord. But then, of course, the story goes further. Because EWTN was so successful and so much was going on around a monastery that was supposed to be full of contemplative nuns, it wasn't helping. It's helping the world, but not the nuns. So Mother Angelica decided to scour the landscape and find a place where she could just have a small chapel, in a simple monastery, and that's where the nuns would be. So she found it in Hansville, which is about an hour from where EWTN is. And as I said, it was a former soybean farm. So it seemed ideal. She was thinking small and simple. But then on a trip for EWTN to Colombia in South America, she visits a church dedicated to Divino Nino, they call him, the Divine Child. And she claims she heard him say, build me a temple and I will help those who help you. So now in Hansville, Alabama, instead of a small little monastery, there's this gorgeous, gorgeous temple with all kinds of beautiful stone and woods and materials from Spain and Germany and other parts of the world. Get this now. It's all been paid for anonymously by 5 families and is still supported by donations.
Mm.
Isn't that incredible?
It's incredible. And Peggy, you visited EWTN in 2023 to record a couple programs. Tell us about what stood out for you in that visit.
What I saw, or what I experienced.
Whatever you want to share with us about that visit, whatever stands out to you that you want our listeners to know.
Well, it stands out to me. It's really extraordinarily well organized, and I mean they have immense amount of records of previous shows and all carefully cataloged. And also something that really stood out to me, Vanessa, is that what a family-like atmosphere is. It's like a neighborhood. They kind of bought up homes around where EWTN is located. So, for instance, guests, and I was in the guest house, is right next door to where Father Mitch Pacwa lives. Mm-hmm. And, they had a lovely little cafeteria and good food to keep their guests fed as well as their employees. But the fact that there are so many people working at EWTN who had been there 20 years, more. I mean, that says a great deal. Yeah,
Yeah, that's incredible.
They love what they're doing, and they're just very, very dedicated.
I love your line in the book. EWTN is a story of a garage gone gloriously global, proclaiming the good news. And as you noted, these were nuns professed a secluded life. Tell us about Mother Angelica's adventure in 1995 that you write about. And if we have time, I want to talk about the Ave Maria Grotto. But I love that line in the book, Peggy. It's a great line.
What's the line you like so much?
I love the line that you said, EWTN is a story of a garage gone gloriously global.
Yeah, well, think about what they do now. I mean, they broadcast from for instance, I wonder how many people realize they broadcast live from Lourdes, the Rosary, every night at 9:30. You can say the Rosary as if you're in Lourdes. They have, the pilgrims recite the different mysteries, and and then it's wonderful now when Pope Leo takes a trip. He goes to this country or that country, or he speaks to Americans, and we can all watch that live, and that's thanks to EWTN. And I think they really they're trying to adapt their technology to the way people are viewing and listening to news and to religious shows or secular shows, and they feel they have to adapt, and so they are really asking viewers to contribute a little more than they usually do, and we really should, because this is tremendous evangelization tool. But also in Alabama is this extraordinary, not far, I think it maybe only half an hour drive, EWTN is something called Ave Maria Grotto, and it's a 4-acre park in Cullman, Alabama. And it has miniature replicas of world-famous shrines and historic sites. And imagine this, all sculpted by a Benedictine monk.
Wow.
Brother Joseph Sweaty. But, things like Peter's Basilica, Jerusalem, Noah's Ark, and even the Alamo. He never saw these things, but he sculpted them. He actually he wanted to be a priest, but he wound up being a Benedictine monk and lived there in St. Bernard's Abbey for 70 years. So when he wasn't, doing his praying or doing his monk work, he was sculpting all these things. And they're really quite extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it is now listed on the National Register of Historic Sites and draws some 20,000 visitors a year. So when you go to EWTN, you go first to EWTN, then go to Hannibal and see the magnificent temple. Divino Nino instructed Mother Angelica to build, and then you can go and see this wonderful little place called Ave Maria Grotto.
We have about a minute left here with Peggy Stanton on her new book. We're taking on the state of Alabama in the United States of America on pilgrimage with our mother, Mary, from sea to shining sea. And lastly, Peggy, about a minute or so left with you. In the chapter on Alabama, you share with our readers, about Our Lady of the Gulf Church. What can you tell us about that before we let you go?
Well, that little church, there were hardly any Catholics in Gulf Shores in 1948, but they still wanted to work as a congregation, so they went from Romeo's restaurant to the little casino because they had no church, and then finally they got a little church. It's called Our Lady of the Gulf Church. It cost $19,000, but it was never. When the hurricanes came through, Hurricane Frederick, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Ivan, all just hurricanes, none of them knocked this little wooden church down. So that's another thing to go and see. Did I get it in a minute?
You did. Peggy Stanton, we'll have you back on next week as we continue our journey through your book, The United Saints of America. She'll be on with us every Monday talking about different state in her book, United Saints of America on Pilgrimage with our Mother Mary from Sea to Shining Sea, published by Marian Press, available at AveMariaRadio.net in our bookstore. Peggy, always a pleasure. We'll see you next Monday.
Looking forward to it, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Peggy Stanton with us. Stay with us, everyone. We got to take a break here on Epiphany on this Monday, August 10th. And when we come back, Tom Kokorin will be with us. Jesus, the Rich Young Man and the Meaning of Life, published by Ave Maria Press. Don't go away.